Hello, everybody. Hello to everybody. Hey, Dr. Nick. My bad, that's just a little Simpsons joke. But I thought I'd come on tonight and get to talking to people for a little bit and see what's going on out there, you know what I mean? Just enjoying some of this ridiculously humid weather, if you will. But yeah, I was watching some of the young Hebrew Israelites do one of the classes, and I was kind of pleased because they was talking some logic and sense and trying to bring people back to reality, if you will, in a sense. But they started talking about how the J used to be Y, and a couple of other things were switched up, and I was like, oh snap. But yeah, other than that, I've just been living life and learning more and more and understanding things. I'm seeing a lot of people come out talking about African Americans or the chosen people and stuff. And I gotta tell you, that's doing a number for my ego because you know what I mean. While I believe we all a family, it is true that we have been the brunt of a lot of crazy shit for a long time. And so when I finally see people stepping out of cognitive dissonance and becoming more self-aware and understanding and seeing the world for what it truly is, it makes me excited. You know what I mean? Because what I try to tell people is never say never. You know what I mean? It's always hope somewhere. And when I say hope, you know what I mean? Hope can turn into confidence throughout your journey with the more powerful you spiritually become. You know, I try to tell people all the time it's good to have friends and family and it's good to care about things in life, but you don't gotta you don't gotta idolize those things, you know what I mean? You don't have to treat them like without them you can't survive. Uh, I saw an interesting video that said something about a couple of state laws, and then it said all your bills are already paid. And I'm like, boy, I wish that was true. But I want to tell you guys something interesting. Something else I heard the Hebrew Israelites talking for a while when I was in the chat with this panel. I wasn't in the panel, but I was just listening. And they said the Most High said all of our food is going to be taken care of. All of our needs are going to be taken care of. And since we've been at the bottom for the whole time, when the destruction comes, it's not going to affect us in any way. I said this in a live video a while back. We get food, we get food, and if you have children, you get medical. So technically, a lot of people don't have those things, but a lot of people, especially with food, almost everybody got a link card if they're poor. So, you know what I'm saying, we being fed, and when the destruction comes, it really ain't going to affect us. It's literally living out, but I don't think people really understand or seeing it. I seen a couple of people from Africa advocating for us now, saying, uh, African Americans are the ones that went through it and are the chosen ones, but they also saying they are part of it too, and it's true. All of Africa was dissected by Europe and the Middle East, and that's why I keep trying to tell people. I'm seeing people come out say Hispanics and Native Americans. I don't just see that foolish rhetoric of it's only blacks and blacks. That's good. I'm starting to see things change in that aspect, but really, ultimately, we all have the power to change. Everybody has the power to change. And at any time, can somebody be reborn or, what I'm saying, become new, if you will. Because I've seen some people change, but the fact that Putin is coming out talking about how the Christ dude was of brown and African descent and showing all these pictures of dark disciples and stuff, this should already be common knowledge. Europe is where a lot of these people from lighter skin colors came from. And so the Levant and the Middle East would have been full of Africans and Semitic and dark people. And so the fact that this isn't common knowledge just shows the type of cognitive dissonance that the world has been suffering from. That's why I am, to the best of my ability, trying to talk to people and help them and get them to understand that a lot of times it's good to get an education from outside sources, but also at the same time, it's good to learn for oneself from many different sources. So something I want to tell people when they're saying African Americans are the chosen people, listen, I'm about to tell y'all. A lot of the ancient people were learned and were scholars, actual people with real knowledge and intelligence. Why do you think, if you look at Europe and America, they're talking about all these big buildings now. This stuff did not exist 200 years ago. This is an influx and surge of information and knowledge. Britain at some point went into Africa and started digging a bunch of stuff up, along with the Greeks and the Romans. The Islamic people did it too, but what I'm saying is predominantly, I hear people say it started long before the Catholics and the Greeks. Okay, buddy, but what I'm dealing with right now are the Greeks and the Catholics and the Babylonians. And according to Islam, the Persians. So we can talk about Egypt and Africa, but if we do, we're not telling the truth. They were fucking raided. They might have been powerful in 4000 BC, but somewhere along the way, somebody raided Canaan and Egypt and Africa. So, you know what I mean? I'm just trying to talk to people and give them a little bit of information and knowledge from a real world standpoint position. Um, History has been bloodied up, but I'm seeing a lot of people in Africa rise and talk about the oppression that's been going on, and I'm really proud of that. There's a few people. There's this lady I've been seeing. She's got glasses, really sweet lady. She's been talking about it, and as I've said before, Ibrahim Traore. There's a couple other presidents coming forward too, and they're kicking this one wise thing. Before I talk about the wise thing, this is what I meant to say about African Americans. Predominantly throughout the world, a lot of people really aren't educated. You'll hear them talk about, oh, all these Asians are smart in Asia and all these random people in Europe. No. When it comes to a total, like, I'll give you an example. They'll say, America's smart. But if you go into a town or go talk to everyday people, you'll see what I mean when I say accumulative knowledge. A lot of African Americans after the public system are intelligent because we have a base information of knowledge, numbers, language, and all that other stuff. But then we have our spiritual aspects and our creativity and our creative nature. So if we was to go out anywhere throughout the rest of the world, we would be considered geniuses to the people that live in that country or are part of that country already, especially if they're not a high-tech country. Even in these high-tech countries, a lot of the random civilians sound really fucking crazy or silly, if you will. And so I'm trying to tell y'all, forsake not the gods, forsake not the people, forsake nobody. Help build people up, help give life, and help the world. You know what I mean? Instead of worrying about the Trinity and all that, you guys just, I'll see you influencers making thousands and hundreds of thousands and won't go donate and heal nothing or fix nothing. Won't go build a new community. Y'all just I bought my house for this much money and I've been so blessed. And me, the Lord. Using the Lord to manipulate all these people, but won't help nobody. I'm telling you, I'm on the Pope ass. Y'all can think me a joke if you want, but if the Pope and these Protestants and all these evangelicals and Jehovah's Witnesses don't begin to try to help these countries and governments, I'm telling you, there's going to be recompense. So, anything can be a redemption story, man. I don't know why these countries keep going, oh, we have to fight to the end. Oh, we have to preserve this and that. Oh, we have to. Wouldn't you rather be on the right side of history and gain a mass new people and following and loved ones? Keep telling these billionaires, y'all money, millionaires, oh, I have all this money and I'm rich now. You know what rich people are doing? It kind of irritates me. They'll be like, oh, I'm rich now and everybody only wants me for money. And if it wasn't for my money, nobody would. But if they was poor again or if they didn't have shit, they would be begging for other people, just like the people around them that they're talking about. They'll be like, oh, I'm rich, but my friends only want me for my money. Bitch, if you was the poor one, you would want your rich friend to help you too. So people act vain and egotistical sometimes, and I'm here to try to bring back down so people can learn to love each other and be civilization and society again. Give me 1 second. I would like to give another shout out like I did before to Naomi Fox. The newest video you just made me proud. What you did, now that's like some true 007 shit. That's like some true covert shit. Understanding a system from the inside and then explaining it. Because you goddamn right. Who sees murders and sacrifices and all type of this shit and don't go mad? And still thinks to themselves, oh, it's just a normal society. Beautiful point. And I hope everything's okay and I hope everybody else is okay. But like I'm telling y'all have a space and time to fix the stupidity of what you all have caused. I was just watching this other video of this man talking about how he's talking about how Europe is more of that chose shit, like Europe needs to fix this. Europe is he's saying fix problems, but he's basically saying get rid of the rest of the people. Like he's not coming out and saying that, but he's saying the world is blah blah blah. And I keep thinking of like Europeans, like y'all talk about all this crime and all this bad stuff that people do and what's so bad, but y'all have done this. I'm not saying, oh, fuck all that. Europe has destroyed the fucking world. Some of these Semitic countries have destroyed the world. And they need to fix everything for the Commonwealth and everybody else. All you Republicans that keep saying a republic is a socialism. stop hurting yourselves with stupid rhetoric. So, yeah, hold on one second. But yeah, I'm seeing a lot more people break away from the idea of black Hebrew Israelite and just saying, they my people. Uh, that Yasharel and all that, and Israel and all, I'm trying to tell people to the best of my ability with all these, because anything Israel, anything all that was created by Europe. I'm telling you all. They even got Yeho from Africa. I keep telling people that. So that's I'm not saying, because I'm seeing some people say that Israel was in Africa. Like, when you say the forefathers, yeah, everything came from Africa for the most part that I know of. But Israel's where Israel's at, that land Sodom. And so I don't know why people keep coveting for it. I would just rather a person live a life and try to make their own situation better, because I'm here to give people power, so to speak. So anybody that wants to attack me with that and all this other stuff, whatever, go live your life. But what I'm saying is, to receive the power, one has to awaken and realize the powers within. I'm not talking about using magic powers to lift stuff. That's telepathy and telekinesis, all that sci-fi and lore. What I'm talking about is manifesting things into one's own life. Not being afraid when people give you all type of negativity, but being strong in the heart and remaining strong. Yeah, we all need support systems sometimes, but a lot of times we go too far with support systems. First of all, a lot of Republicans and stuff, if y'all are already wealthy and have stuff in y'all lives, what do y'all complain so much for? These immigrants and these people on the bottom are the ones that should be complaining all the times. It's like a mind fuck. The rich and the elites are like, Texas, and it's a problem, blah, blah, Obamacare. They have hundreds of thousands in the bank. I had to spend an extra $2,000 this year on blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, people scraping on food stamps, trying to figure out how to get an ID to go vote. It's like crazy. The people that are oppressed are the grateful ones, and the people that are up here are vain, stupid asses. So I'm not saying everybody is like that, and there's poor people that's vain and there's rich people that's cool. But what I'm saying is, for the most part, what I see, there's a lot of vanity and stupidity and things that don't matter. And I'm trying to give people their power back so that they can wake up and understand and live life again. I see people come in and out. A lot of times, the only people that actually really watch my live videos is people that subscribe and follow. I don't get like hundreds of new people all the time like that, because I don't think people are ready for this message. And it's the type of thing that has to, because I'll give you an example. People will probably see me in the beginning of all this happening and see me what's going on. They'll probably skip my videos and act like I don't exist and probably won't even say nothing. They want to mock me, but they don't do it on the videos. Then later, if this was to catch fire and start to spread like, oh yeah, JB, yeah, Wani, woohoo, oh, he's the truthie. That's how people are, man. They'll treat you like shit when you don't got nothing. But then once you start to blow up, oh, then everybody wants to come to your stage and throw dimes in the wishing well. So it's ironic, because that's what the nature of life is. If you look at the nature of what happened to Yeho, he was rejected by somebody because he was killed. So to the best of my ability, I'm going to try to understand. I think Yeho prophesied something for Vespasian and Titus, because if you read history, he predicted dude was going to be the next emperor, because all the other Caesars and stuff was getting murdered. And he was the most powerful at the time in military. He was a general. So when he became the actual general, I think Vespasian and Titus and him came back looking for him like, hey, where's the blah, blah, blah. He had ended up dying to a local Roman and Greek king. So then that's when shit went crazy. You notice they started tearing the temple up and going crazy. Why would they do that all of a sudden after a man was crucified? I'm telling y'all, a whole bunch of cosplay turned it into a serious spirit that got a lot of people killed. And I don't even want to say cosplay, I would say intellect, which people turned into cosplay in their religion. Because as I've told people before, a lot of these scholars, if you were to look at Amos and Zoroaster and Yehohanan or all these other scholars, they keep saying Isaiah and Elijah. That's all I say Yah, which is J, and L is J. I don't know how many more names to tell people, but sorry, I smoke cigarettes. Don't strike me. A man struck a stone a long time ago, and y'all see what resulted in that. But a lot of times, that's why I tell people, when you look, a lot of people keep saying, where's the crucified man? I'm telling you, that's where they got the name Jehovah from. It's Yehohanan. And I don't know if anybody cares. I thought I'd throw this out there and people would be ooh, but then I come to find out me and Yehohanan have the same name, except variances. They call him Yanez, I'm Wani, John the Baptist, Juan Bruce. What else, dude? They say Yehovah, and then there's Yahweh. But you know what I'm saying? All I know is one way or another I will rise, and I am going to be on top. When I say that, I know y'all might think like, oh, he's being an oppressor, he's trying to know. No, 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 no. I have found my kingdom, and I'm asking nicely before any more stupid. Because the irony in this is, imagine something hidden for so long, or people are acting an ass or playing behind the scenes for so long with something. And then other people with real power, or other people who actually understand what's going on, see what happened. It's the same story over and over. They did this to Yohanan, right? They mocked him at first and all this other stuff. And then they started worshiping his bones. So I'm trying to get people to understand for while I'm with you all, right? Y'all love that one. While I'm with you, let me minister to you. Because a friend of mine in my comments one time said it. He was like, World War III has already started and been started. Do y'all not realize that he's telling the truth? So Ukraine's at war, Israel's at war. They had the 1940, all this other stuff going on, the wars, Rwanda and the Congo and South America and Brazil, and all this other stuff going on with their governments, and wars and wars. The whole world is at war. When are y'all gonna stop? Y'all keep talking about the Holy One, but it's all war. That's what I'm trying to get people to understand, man. I'm trying to give you all righteous words. I'm trying to give you all the kingdom of the heart. I'm trying to tell y'all that I have returned. I am He. I am here. So when I say that, I'm trying to do that to tell y'all that we're all, I don't even know. I guess I am the stone they keep rejecting. So, you know what I'm saying? Because I can't seem to get a following for nothing. When I say following, man, I don't even know. So, I guess my friends and family are right. I'm just finna, I don't want to say stop making videos, but I'm finna just be cool because y'all like cosplaying stupidity. Y'all like making camps talking about Yashrael and Yeshahoarel and all this other stuff. Y'all like saying the anointed one is African. And then when I come and try to tell y'all the truth about anything, nobody wants to hear it, man. So keep doing what y'all gonna do. The book says 1,000 more years. If that's what y'all really, 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 really wants, then fine. You guys don't, it's not about magic or none of that. It's about the metaphors and the spiritual wisdom I could give you all to help you become a real king, to help you become a kingdom of priests, to help you realize that Jesus is but a little body and what you all are supposed to be is the real kings and stuff. But I don't. I guess I could talk about there was once a man. He walked through the land. He tried to speak to humans. He tried to create a fam. That's short for I love you, at the end to signify that sometimes people don't want love, but the magic you provide within the eye. The burning bush, a foolish desire, because people only want darkness to be their sire. All I can really do is sit back and watch, because if I lift a hand, then some things may get blotched. So, it is what it is. Have fun is real. Because all I can do is keep it real. It's kind of ironic. It's interesting because everybody says they want to be the one and they want to be the... But it's like the irony is the one is supposed to come into his kingdom and enjoy stuff, I guess. I don't know. It's kind of funny when you just sit back and think about it all. It's like a big joke. The actual Lord, the actual one who is, he's like in the back getting treated. Then everybody is screaming, getting them drunk, like, yeah, the Lord, the power of the Lord, he is his kingdom, it's. And the whole time he said hi to anybody or tell them anything, and they'll come up with every name, they'll come up with every I come in my name and they be ready to leave me, I suppose. I don't know. So, um, you know, I guess all that anybody wants that I can offer, because I'm not offering anything else, is love and forgiveness and happiness. Enjoy your lives and make the world better. Um, Try to find peace and love the best you can. Try to be the best person you can. Because when I say be the best person you can, I mean, you can only do what you can do, you know what I mean? You can only do so much. I know a lot of people, African Americans, are living in straight poverty, so it's not like we have the resources to it. I see people saying, what are we going to do to fix our country? And I'll see video titles saying, why this is why African Americans are in this predicament. And as soon as I see this is why African Americans are in this predicament, I'm going to be honest with you, the first thing that pops in my mind is, oh, because of Europe, oh, because of religion, oh, because of... But I guess, I don't know. It is what it is, and it is what it's going to be, I guess. So, Tupac said, I give the world to my firstborn. Yeah, the world. So, I just hope I can be edifying for people. Like I said, I got a bunch of videos. Hey, what's up, Trey? Good to see somebody in here. But I'm just sitting back, kind of enjoying the club, if you will. This is my club. Sitting back, listening to Tupac, enjoying the world, what I do got. This is my own little personal club, I guess. Where are we? I don't think I know what that means. Planet Earth? I don't know. Yeah. So, you know, just chilling back. It's good to see somebody in here. I was just actually finna cut it off because I get like people coming in and out, but then I can't really, I don't think they like what I'm saying. But, you know, that's everybody's opinion. We got what we got in life. But I'm just sitting back smoking, enjoying, smoking a little weed, getting baked. Probably gonna go inside and listen to some Tupac some more, or probably some I like techno and electronica, I think it's called. The good old Tron music, especially if I'm smoking, it feels good. What I really want to do is I want to be a poet or an author. Oh yeah, I'm just chilling though. That's why it's kind of like a oh yeah, I forget about the crickets. Yeah. It's probably distracting. I'll be wanting to go live inside sometimes, but it's like boring inside. I feel better with nature and outside and stuff. I'll be wanting to, if I had yeah, poetry. I love poetry. If I could just sit back and write and give stories to people, and I will write a book, but I don't have no resources, and writing on cell phones is kind of annoying. I wish I could like. If I had transportation, I'd go out to the lake and probably fish and stuff. If I had a boat, that'd be cool. Sitting back, listening to music, smoking a joint, fishing. That's like the most relaxing thing ever. But yeah, it costs money to do that, and capitalism is inflating to the moon at the moment. So hopefully our future descendants will be able to afford things, you know. Yeah, I love the idea of a beach. But I think the close, we got like the little lake, but I think the closest beach to me is like in Chicago, because I'm only in Decatur, so. But Chicago, yeah, they got the beaches. Oh, that's what's up, Fort Lauderdale. I've heard of Fort Lauderdale. I don't think I've ever been there though. I went to New York years ago. I saw the Statue of Liberty. I've been to Tennessee. Yeah, D-Town, the dirty D, if you will. I used to stay in the Bloom, but in normal, there's so many police out there. No way, that's what's up, bro. Yeah, I'm in Decatur. Decatur has been trying to. I keep telling people I'm not racist, but I did this thing to where I kind of tried to live out a whole Joshua saving the world thing. And I went to Bloomington High School. So what I did was I started talking about like, I don't want to say Judaism, but I started talking about like the synagogue of Satan and how like a bunch of the Germans and the Polish and stuff And apparently, a lot of people in this town are of Jewish descent. So I didn't take that into. I thought Decatur was like everybody's always like it's a lot of black people in Decatur. Shit. But that I'm not saying black. I'm not into that kind of stuff. I'm just saying I recently have made a lot of videos about religion, and it kind of fucked me over. I lost my job, lost a lot of shit. So I just chill a lot, enjoying the resources of the land, if you will. I'm thankful for my parents. How far from you? Yeah, that's crazy, bro. I'll be on the west. I mean, shit. You might see me sometime. I think the algorithm, because I put my location on one time, so I think the algorithm, which is what it kind of should do, is gives local content. Oh, you in Florida now? That's what's up. My I keep want to call her my girl. I guess we still kind of friends. And she's a girl and we still friends. So I guess it's still my girlfriend. But she went to Florida for a while, and she said the prices were freaking ridiculous. She said the prices in Florida, which I believe her, because I went to a couple of cities like in Chicago and not Bloomington. Yeah. In 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 Chicago, a pack of cigarettes is almost $20, but out here it's still only like 11 if you go to the. Yeah, it do balance out because they pay more. My cousin said he was making close to like 20 or something, and most places out here, because of the law, they'll pay you 15, but it's a lot harder now. Yeah, it's like in the city. I don't want to say they got more opportunity because it's more people, so they take more jobs. But yeah, it's a lot more stuff to do. You got more restaurants. You got more. The food in Chicago, five. I don't know where you at, but because I think the only thing you could get for $5 is the little bags of tobacco we used to roll up. But now we done switched to Newports. But yeah, my aunties and them, they be smoking like Mavericks. They used to, cause Newports and little Miami. I wouldn't even be able to. I couldn't have dreamed to live in Miami because of Chicago. We was see where I'm from in the city. I don't know if y'all ever heard of Outgill Gardens, but that's where I'm from. I can't remember if it's near Capri Green or what, but it's basically oh, that's what's up. They gonna have to make everything else cheaper because everybody gonna move if they don't. I've been seeing a lot of videos of people talking about moving throughout the world. Like I see they're creating what's called an African diaspora now. I don't know what's going on with that, but it's good to have community and stuff. So yeah, a lot of people leaving America because the prices are ridiculous. You know what I mean? Or at least in the north. See what they did was they increased the pay. So now in Illinois it's 15 an hour. But the McDouble and food then went up so much that it didn't really balance. It balanced itself out against us being still in poverty. And so that's why it's like, man, it's crazy. Yeah. Nah, but shit, you know, life. That's why I tell people no matter some YouTuber did make a good point a while back. They was like people telling Hispanics and stuff they need to come back legally and all this, but it's state country Texas and all that, and it was their country at first. We annexed that shit. Not we. Some people annexed it, so I don't even know. Yeah, that is wild, bro. I didn't know. I came to Decatur like probably I want to say 12 years ago. It was a little while ago, 12, 13 years ago. But I'm from the city. I'm from Chicago. But where I'm from is violent. I had a buddy that when I went to high school, Kyrie, when we went to high school, he told me about how their parents was from Outgill Gardens. I was like, what? But they from Bloomington. Their parents was from out there. And they was talking about how they had to move to Bloomington because their daddy was going to get attacked or something like that. That grandma heard it. Yeah, good old Decatur. I was working out here at this nursing home. It's famous. I'm not going to name shout, but it's a nursing home. But yeah, Decatur is just different. It feels like an old town. Like there used to be, there's still factories and stuff out here, but it's like an old town. It's still bigger than like a lot of the smaller towns in Illinois. Some of these towns got weird names too, like Djibouti and all kind of weird names. You know what I mean? Bootyville, I think it's called something like that. Taylorville and all that shit. Yeah, I don't really like it here too much either because at first, when I first came here, I from Normal or Bloomington, but it was because of the police presence in Normal. I kept getting pulled over. They kept bothering me. So for a long time, I didn't have no problem with the Decatur police. And then all of a sudden, it just started getting crazy. I'm like, damn, bro. I don't blame you. I'm 35 and I feel like running away. But um, I just really want I just really wish I lived in one of these places out here in the suburbs and I had a nice job. Not even the suburbs, like when you like in Decatur and these places in Illinois, there's like smaller towns. There's like a lot of cornfield and stuff. And there's a place called Harristown. And when I went to or not went to Harristown, but like I dropped through Harristown and some of these other places, Niantic and stuff, it's just nicer. You know what I mean? It's smaller. Now, if you got money, it's okay. But I heard some of these people from these like Clinton, these people running around doing like a lot of drugs and stuff. You gotta be careful for that because I heard some stories about Clinton, man. I've been out there a couple times, but it be going down in Clinton. Oh yeah, yeah, they're racist. That's why when I see the news, when I see news and stuff, a lot of these people and big Republicans and Democrats, they're from cities. They're rich. Like if you look at a lot of Republicans and Democrats, do research on them. They're filthy rich. They own corporations. Their families own businesses. So when they get up on these stands and television shows talking about racism isn't real, they have no idea they either know what they're doing or they're just dumb. One of the two. Because these small towns I've seen and heard things like I'll give you an example. And rest in peace to this man. You know, I love my family. Family through kids, but I used to get told jokes like, how do you hide a black man's link card? And I'd be like, how? And they'd be like, you put it in his work boots. Or they'll say some stuff like, why are everybody's palms lighter? And I say why, and he'd be like, because there's a little good in everybody. Everybody's got a little good in them. Saying white is good. So you know these towns, man. When y'all really get into the real world, yeah, exactly. But you know who I feel sorry for sometimes? The mixed kids, because I'm not like I've heard mixed people tell me when they're only around their like white side of the family. Now I'm not saying everybody's like this, but they tell me stories of super racist stuff they heard. And I'm like, that's sad, man. I feel sorry because my kids are with my side of the family, you know, the African side of the African American side, and you know they get the African American side of the culture. Yeah, family. I've heard them say some things. It's crazy. I've even heard grandparents call their grandkids niggas. I'm like, what the fuck? But on the other side of the spectrum, I've seen Caucasian men and women attack people for their African American grandbabies. So it all depends on the person, you know what I mean? Because I've seen some Caucasians go nuts over black people. When I say that, I mean help us. So it ain't, you know, it all depends on the person. If you get some Caucasians that's nice to you and want to help you, you better take that as a blessing because not all people are the same. Yeah, see stuff like that. We had some neighbors in Normal, Illinois. We lived in an apartment complex that had numbers out in Normal. So we lived in apartment F, I think it was called. The next door neighbor, she adopted 3 kids. The oldest boy was Caucasian. The boy after that was his name was Corey. He was mixed, but he was super light skinned mix. He was like the kind of mix where his hair was still like golden and he had like, but it was textured to like it was curly like mine, but it was real light skin like blonde. And he was mixed. And then there was a little Caucasian girl. Um, Eat on a pepper plate. Yeah, bro, these people can do some sick stuff sometimes. So that's just my personal. I've seen it. So, but to the story, we lived in apartment X and they lived in apartment E, I think, or the one next to us. So mom was real nice to them. Sometimes people will tell my mom, they'll say, you have a white woman's voice, because she does this thing like on phone calls. I love my mom, but she's like, hello, how's it going? Blah 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 blah. But then when you get her mad or you talk to the real her, that motherland side come out. So no, but so one day we heard one of the kids crying in the apartment. Um, yeah, the real light skinned. See, that's how my daughter looks. My daughter, she looks real light skinned, and that's how my grandma looked too. My great grandfather came here from Poland during World War I and II. Well, he met my African American grandma. My great grandma. She was African American, but she was like my color, a little bit lighter. Well, then they have my grandma, and that's how my daughter looks. They like real light skinned. And the boy, that's how he is in apartment F. When his name was Corey. Well, one day we heard him crying and didn't know what's going on, and all the lights was off. We was like, "What the?" My mom was like, "What's going on? Why he? Where's everybody at?" Well, as we was about to leave, the lady with the oldest boy who's Caucasian and the youngest girl, they came home with McDonald's. So my mom said, "What's going on? Who's that inside?" She said, "It's Corey." And we was like, "What the fuck?" And she's like, "Yeah, he's been bad, so he had to stay home." So when I'm thinking this boy is like 4 or 5 years old, little bitty boy, he already a child. Then y'all leave and go get food and leave him there. Like I'm telling y'all, and that's the mild part of it. Some things that happen in America are disgusting. So when I see people saying America's a great place, yeah, it can be. Any place is a great place if you treat it right. But also they're ignoring and forsaking a lot that's bad. Like I'll give you an example. They'll show you stories about North Korea. Am I saying I golf with the guy? I don't know him. But they show stories about North Korea and how oppressed and bad it is. But then I could take this camera and take you to the ghettos and the different people because I'll give you an example. Do you know how much it costs to manufacture needles and vials and syringes and all that? That's a part of the medical institution. The Democrats one time went and started handing out clean needles and contraceptives to all these people because they wanted people to be safe. So people will give out needles and contraceptives, but won't give out extra link or extra. This is my thing. If you're poor in this country and you get so much money, so they're giving you food stamps, why wouldn't y'all give those people at least $50, $100 too? You know what I'm saying? Because they got to pay for deodorant, they got to pay for soap, they got to pay all these other bills, light bills, and all these other bills that y'all keep inflating to the moon. And the things that the electric companies can get away with, because it's same with healthcare. It's an essential need, so they overprice and charge too much for it. That's why it's supposed to be no monopolies, because the businesses are supposed to remain competitive. But when the government itself is letting the businesses run rampant and there's no regulation, people say all the time, this isn't a socialism. We don't like a socialist country. But that's what Republican means. That's what a republic is. If you look up the definition of a republic, if you watch Star Wars, you know I'm telling the truth. I'm just sorry, that's a little. But what I'm basically saying is, why not give people a little bit? What I bring up all the time, when the stimulus came, they gave 475 million Americans so much money. It equaled out to $5 trillion. So they couldn't give the people on welfare $100 a month, $50 a month, and that's hundreds. Y'all can't give African Americans simple reparations, 10,000, 15,000. It's just something, a beginning to something. So that's what I mean when I say people are harboring old racist spirits. And when you start to understand statistics for yourself and read and learn, you'll start to see what's going on. Like, did you know that in 2019, 1.8 million crimes were committed by African Americans, but there's 44 million African Americans? That means only 4% of African Americans, after slavery, oppression, redlining, and all that other stuff, committed crimes. Caucasians committed 2% of crimes. But with them being 200 million, they committed 70% of the crime. They don't teach people that. They don't teach people the truth about these statistics and what's actually going on. They talk about violent crimes. If you looked up the statistics of violent crimes, we did but a percentage of them. They lie about murders and give people plea deals and they call it involuntary manslaughters and stuff. And all these almost 6,000 crimes went unsolved in 2019. That would mean that little 6,000 number would turn to 13,000, and we're nowhere near the top percentage of people that do crime or murder. Yeah, it's like I think one of the rappers said it. I think it's on Boys in the Hood. They said they either don't know, they don't show, don't know, or don't care. Because I'm tired of people like, this is a hate speech. I'm tired of people going around using terms like hate speech and anti-Semitism and all that. But then the people who are actually being oppressed, nobody cares about. But now I'm starting to see an influx of people saying African Americans and natives and Hispanics are the chosen ones. Now, I believe all people are chosen people. We're humans. But at the same time, we are the people that have been dealing with a 400-year curse. And since the days of 0 AD, it's been over 2,000 years from Greece and Rome. So that's been almost 3 days and a 400-year exodus. So if somebody was to read a book and then it came true, you could honestly say that the African Americans and the people of Semitic descent did go through that. That's not a lie. You know what I mean? So yeah, that essentially. They basically want people to have false knowledge and information. That's why I said people love Trump. He's up here starting all type of confusion. That's why people love some of these Democrats. They're getting them to fight back and forth. But before a Republican or a Democrat, when you were a child at the playground and you don't know nothing about politics, you still were. That's why I say before politics I am, because all these different things are concepts. But you still got to go to work. Even if you don't work, you still got to produce something. You know what I mean? So that's what I just want to try to talk to people and give as good advice as I can, and try to be a friend to everybody. You know what I mean? I the one thing I try to tell people the most, if you're going to be into religion, the power is within each of us. Each of us. I'm telling you, we are all children of life, children of the Most High. He said his name is I Am, so we're I Am Juniors. If that makes sense, you know what I mean? Oh yeah, for sure. Because like what I'll say is people say color doesn't matter and we don't see color and all that stuff. But that's ironic because they do. Because if they didn't see color, there wouldn't be boxes saying, are you African American? Are you Hispanic? Are you Caucasian? And if you look at applications, it doesn't say Caucasian. It just says white. It says black, African American, Hispanic, Asian, and then white. They have, what I try to teach people is Caucasians have culture. You guys have experiences. Me too. They have Irish. That first of all, a lot of the Jewish people and Africans did go up into Europe. So a lot of people are, and okay, let's say outside of the exit, all that. The first, when people went all the way into Europe, they were first from darker lands. And then evolution happened over time. Because when you guys see evolution, look at the difference between me and then my kids. They're light-skinned, right? What caused that? That's genetic mutation from two different parents. But at the same time, look at a skin tan. If you're in the sun all day versus somebody who never gets light all day ever, you're going to be two different complexions. If you do that for 10,000 years, somebody's going to be light and somebody's going to be dark. And so you all have the ancestors in you, whether it's only 5% and you found out you're Irish or German or Russian or British. I'm telling you, you have genetic code somewhere from darker people and Africans. But racists don't want a lot of people to know that. Because if there was 10 people in a room, if there was an Asian, a Caucasian, an Asian is a lighter African, a Caucasian is a lighter Asian. If all of us were in a room, a Hispanic, which is technically Asian, Semitic, is a lighter African. If you had 10 different people in a room of different colors, and they were about to be powerful and strong, but then y'all got them to start fighting over their cultures and color, now they can't do anything. And that's what a lot of times elites want. Think of life right now in the current system like applying for unemployment. I went to go try to apply for unemployment because somebody told me like you're eligible for it. I was like, okay. When I went to go do it, the process and the numbers and the boxes, they had it to where you had to select a year for something, for a date. You have to click each month until you get all the way to back to my birthday in order for me to complete the application. So that's over 10,000 clicks. Then you have to put your birthday in over 15 spots. They're doing this stuff on purpose to manipulate the poor. Yep, Greece. Because if you look at the words Adodionysus, Pseudo-Dionysus, that's from Sunesis, Africa. Amos was African. Mentuhotep means Narmer. Then you have the Hyksos, Asiatic shepherd kings. They came in and invaded Egypt. But the reason why I don't completely throw blame on everybody else is because means Narmer and around 3000 BC spread these gods to everywhere else, Mayad and all this other stuff. So it's like a back and forth system. And when humans start to fully wake up and realize skin color doesn't really matter, because if you were looking at it, think of it if I'm in a raid and I'll treat humans like I'm in a raid and I'm African American, I'll be the tank. And then we can have a ice mage, we'll say it's a Caucasian. Then we'll have a firebender who is of Semitic descent, because you see how fire they are. Then you'll have a Hispanic or Native American, somebody from the earth. So then we go into a raid, we're fighting a boss. The first boss is a Sun Elite. He's shooting fire. Okay, me and the Semitic dude, we in there like swimmer, we tanking pow pow. But the ice mage and the people from the earth, they might be in the back a little bit because they have different types of abilities and we're taking the brunt of that. Now we go into an ice boss's chamber. Now the
Native Americans who are kind of lighter and who are dealing with, Native Americans taught people how to survive the Europeans. So not totally, I'm saying when they came to America. So now the European ice mage person and the Native American earth bender is fighting this ice boss, and now the African Americans are back with wool on, and the Semitic person trying to do something else. We make up for each other's weaknesses. Now, see that? There could be a little bit of cosplay and lore, a little bit of RPG role playing. It can be a metaphor to say we all have our own abilities, and when we come together and help each other, did you know we're all healers? If I get a scrape, it heals. So we're physically healers, and we can heal each other with our words. So, you know what I mean? When I found out because when I was growing up, that it was all Egypt's bad, Egypt's evil. When I grew up and found out what happened to Africa and Egypt and Nubia, because it's really Ethiopia, Egypt, Kush, Nubia, all that. Nabta Playa, that place is over 15,000 years old, and they had cemeteries and temples already. They don't teach people this stuff. The oldest sun structure, or they call it the Stonehenge, but in Africa there's one that's almost 2,000 years older than the oldest one in Europe. So that's what I'm trying to tell people. People learn from their forefathers, and then their descendants branch out and create more. Yeah, like if I tell you guys, like in Mesopotamia, I wasn't there, so I can't necessarily, but that's Syria. That's Assyria and Babylon. So Babylon might have been darker around the Indus Valley, but I'm pretty sure those Syrians and people that were already up there were of more of a lighter skin color. So that's why I try to tell people, like, if Neanderthals and different people went to Europe, like 20, 25,000, because people hear that, at first they would have been Africans then. When Africans first ventured away with Pangea and all this other stuff, over time, they became something new, and then there was a new concept involved. Even if you look at Africa, all of Africa has different colors of people. You have light skin, super light skin, dark, super dark, mixed, brown, red. Even if you look at brown, there's different browns. There's red, super red, yellow. If you look at two different light skinned people, one of them will look yellow and one of them will look red. It's the human race, man. We're like a bowl of multi-grain Cheerios. But oh yeah, Rome, Greece, a lot of different stuff. Because I'm not gonna put that on Greece, because here's what's happening. Greece actually revered Egypt. I don't know if people, which they still went to war and stuff, but they revered Egypt. So at least they was revering them. When Rome and the Anglo-Saxons and stuff came down, they decimated Egypt. They started, the Library of Alexandria got destroyed. Amos and all these different legacies got renamed and retold, and now everybody's talking about the Greeks. Because even if you look at the Philistines, if you look at Philos of Greece, he was a philosopher. He put all the stuff from Socrates and stuff into the Torah because he was enjoying fanaticism. Yeah, yep. Because in procession, I think Babylon attacked Canaan and stuff first. They tried to attack Egypt, but lost, I think, how the story goes. Then Persia came in and started conquering, but then Greece decimated. Greece basically, but Greece, I heard from the writings, created like United States. They were like all had their freedoms and city states. Now, I'm only going to say freedom to an extent because I know history was oppressive and they made people worship something, but yeah, people be mixing history up and trying to make it seem like Africans are just bad. And I don't, because I tell people too, Africans knew about electricity. The Egyptians had lamps. It was like copper and different elements mixed into a pot and different lamps, and then it glowed. It was like a glowing lamp. They had torches, of course, and chambers. Because how you gonna have all those deep chambers and no lighting? I'm telling y'all, they were advanced. Yep, all that stuff. It's when I hear about how intelligent Africans and not used to be, but when I hear about our true history, it empowers me, it enlightens me, because it makes me feel like for us to have that much wisdom and for people to hate us like that, then we truly are powerful. You know what I'm saying? All of us. So I'm actually gonna, yeah, and you know what's even crazier about you saying a history buff? That goes back into like that RPG I was talking about, a buff. A buff to give others buffs, like a priest. You're like a priest king. You buff others with real knowledge and information. They get buffs, and then we can fight in the raid appropriately. But that's just a little bit more RPG cosplay and stuff. So, you know what I mean? I hope you have a blessed day, and I hope everybody else can too. and I'm just trying to connect as many people as I can, and I hope everybody stay blessed. This one thing I can't tell people how to feel before I go, but this is what I try to tell the like a lot of the religious people and Hebrew Israelites. I keep seeing people ask them, do they accept like the LGB and stuff? One, for the people that they're asking, I'm telling you that's a setup question. It doesn't, like, your beliefs are your beliefs. And so, like I tell people, I don't hate the LGBTQT, but I'm straight. And so, like, I'm not gonna hate them and talk about them and say they're evil or none of that. That's dumb. You're creating division. But at the same time, I'm not going to go into an orgy and start clapping dudes. I'm telling you. So stop answering questions like that. Do you accept gay? What? I accept humans, and unless they're doing something to harm other people, it's not. I mean, but y'all can do whatever you want. I know, right? But we all in the same Jerusalem. I'm not really like super religious. When I say that, I'm saying we all in the same house. You know what I mean? We all part of the same family. That's why I'm thankful for technology and the internet. Yep. I tell people sometimes we are we are the universe observing itself. But if you say singularly, I am the universe observing itself. Stars create elements, and the star is self-sufficient and comes to itself because of gravity. The hydrogens implode and do fusion, then it creates other elements that go to planets that have pressure, and then those elements come together and form links. So that's just a part of my intelligence. Everybody don't have to believe like that, but I saw a picture one time of a bunch of humans walking on a block, and they had galaxies over their head. It was a meme, and I thought that was beautiful. We all have our own world, you know what I mean? Yeah. So it's good talking to you. It's good talking to everybody else, and I hope y'all stay blessed and have a good day. And stay the best you can be, because giving too much love can actually hurt yourself if you're not careful. So love yourself, and then use what you got to help others and be cool, I guess. Stay blessed.